Do you have an app idea but you're not sure how to bring it to life? Whether you're a developer or a business leader, mastering the software development lifecycle is key to turning your vision into a fully functional product. The SDLC acts as your roadmap, guiding you through every crucial phase from planning to launch. Hi, and welcome to Tech Nuggets. My name is Prosper and I'm a full stack developer. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the software development lifecycle, its stages, and how we can make use of it when coming up with our projects, right? So let's get into it. So let's say, for example, you are approached by a business. They want to develop a website or a web portal for their business and clients or handling customers and stuff. So how would you do it? So in this video, I'm going to show you all the different stages that are involved, right? So our business will call it business A. So business A sits down with its stakeholders, right, and say we want to come up with a software that does 1, 2, 3, right? So, and let's now look for a software developer or a development house. So that's when they now approach you. So what you need to do now in your team, you obviously going to have a team, or if you're not in a team, you probably need business analyst skills, just basic, right? Just to understand what the business is all about and stuff. So you have business A. Now, the first stage that you need to do is requirement gathering. So this is now where you yourself or the business analyst, they go and make and do meetings with the business, trying to understand all the requirements that they want, all the features that they want to implement, right? So from there, there's planning, there's also analysis. So at analysis stage, this is where now the business analysts and us, the developers, we get together, or the technical people, we get together and try to analyze what the business wants, right? And at this stage, we can now come up to say, do we have the resources? Do we have the time, the skills and so forth just to come up with this software? So you wouldn't want just to take requirements and start to develop without doing the analysis part, right? Then from analysis, then you hand over all those requirements to the designing team. So this team involves database designers, UI, UX designers. It also involves systems architects and systems designers, right? So each one, like I mentioned by the titles, the database designer will be making sure that our database has got the right tables, the right schemas, and also the relationships between those tables is planned out fine, right? Then we have the UI and the UX designers. So these are responsible for making the look and feel of the website that the business wants, right? Meaning the UI is how you're going to interact with it, all that nice stuff that you always see on other websites, right? Then we have the systems architects and the system designers. So these now lay a foundation on how each component of the system will be communicating to each other, how the data is going to be handled, how it's going to flow and stuff like that. So after these designers have finished, they then come up with documentations or blueprints. These blueprints are then submitted to the development team. So on development team, remember, we also have a project manager, the business analyst. They create what we call backlogs, right, where they are putting all the features in a project management platform, where now tasks are being assigned to each developer. So let's say if you have 3 developers, meaning to say you will all be working on different features, right? Now this is where we start to speak of collaboration. You need to also know, if you're a developer, you need to know Git or GitHub, right? This is just a tool that helps developers collaborate, whereby each developer is working on a piece of work on his or her laptop or machine. Then at the end of the day, you finish your let's say you finish your feature ticket, then you do your unit test. Then after that, everything has worked, you create a pull request, then from there it goes under review, right? So this is whereby with your your developers there, some of your developers, they can start to review your code just to make sure that it follows the right principles that you as a team have set, and also that it doesn't it doesn't bring bugs into the main branch or the main branch, right? So from there, once everything has been done, if the developers are done with their features, they then submit them to the QA team. So this is where now we start to test what the developers have been developing, right? So we can do this through via manual, or we can do automated test. It depends. Again, we do unit test, integration test, and regression test. So on regression test, this is where we take the whole project, right? Then we start to test from A to Z, right? Just to make sure that with all the integrations that we've done from these 3 features that the developers worked, it didn't break anything. It's still intact. It's still working accordingly, right? So now after we have tested and we have seen that there are no bugs, then we pass the dev work and we submit it for deployments, right? But before we get to deployments, there are certain environments which needs to be set, right? So we have the development environment, we also have the QA environment, and now we have the UAT environment. This is where now or some call it a staging environment, where we push our source code or our solution to, and we let the business test. Once the business is happy with it, then that's when we move on to the actual deployment, which is now pushing everything to production, right? Now, when it comes to deployments, we can either do it cloud-based or on-premise, right? Both these types, they have got their pros and cons, right? But it's something that you can research, or if you like, I'll do a video on its own about this, right? So under cloud, you can utilize AWS, or you can utilize Azure from Microsoft, or you can even make use of the one from Google itself, right? Then on premise, this is where your company or your client or the business A has to buy servers. They have servers on their server rooms or data centers. Then you get credentials, then you push your stuff there. Now that everything is online, we have pushed to production, right? Our system is now being used by the business A and its people and its clients as well. Now it's time for maintenance, right? We can't just finish development, we deploy, then we leave it there, right? We need to maintain a good relationship with our business A, so we need to be in the maintenance mode. So here we have support developers or support people who will be just on standby, just in case anything happens, because bugs do happen from left, right, and center without even knowing, right? Or the system gets overloaded, maybe the business also still wants to add more features to our current system, right? So we need to be on support. So now, just knowing all this, right, it's not enough. There are certain models that you can implement this SDLC with. So you can even make use of waterfall. This is an old technology or an old model though, but I believe some people or some companies are still making use of it. It has got its own pros and cons, right, which we'll check out later in the future videos. Then you can even make use of Agile, right? This is another model that you can implement, but you just need, either you can do a hybrid mode where you combine the two, or you can pick one, then you run with it, right? Now, if you have noted, I've been putting some icons on each stage, right? So these are tools or technologies that you can use so that you efficient, or your work is effective, the whole process is working fast, and so forth. So now on stage 1 you have Teams or Microsoft Teams. So this is just to help you do or conduct meetings, the business or the development team with the business, right? It's just for meetings and stuff. Then again, on design stage you have Figma. So this is mainly used by the UI and UX designers. Then we have the Lucid Chat, which is being used by the database designers or these systems architects, right? So these are not just only those two only. There are a lot, but I just picked some common ones, right? Then on development we have Slack. So this is used for communication, so it's more like it is actually a messaging platform where you can make use of, right? Then there's also Git, which I spoke about, where you do your collaboration. You have one repository which is sitting in the cloud, you share it, or you create branches or feature branches and stuff. Then after that you merge, etc. So I'm sure, I think probably next week I'll create another video which only speak about the Git and how it's used, right? Then you also undertake a unit test here. So for each developer you need to do your unit tests before you commit or before you merge to the main branch. You also have to make use of Azure DevOps. This is a project management tool that is widely used by many companies when they're doing their projects, right? Then on cloud we spoke about AWS. So AWS and Azure. So these two, they've got, if you are a freelancer, you can utilize them because they give you 1 year free trial and also some credits to use. So you can set up your servers, you can and learn how they do their things, or how they do deployments and stuff. Then from there you have your business, which represents the UAT environment where they're demoing, and also we can also represent the live environment where now the system is being used, right? And under maintenance you can have ticket logging system where you give the business, if they have found something on the system, then they can log a ticket, then you can take it up again, and the whole process continues. So this is all that I have today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have learned something from this. If you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions or anything that you feel I have missed, please let me know and in the comments down below. And also, if you have any other topics that you'd want me to cover in the next videos, please also drop them in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next one.